If you turn to Matthew 13, and start at the 3rd verse. Angie, I want you to, if you could, bless me with going to Matthew 13 and 37. I want to start with further down. We'll get an explanation of where we're going. God has always looked at you as being a seed. He's always looked at you. He said, they will be trees of righteousness. A tree can't get there without seed. All right? So God has always looked at us as trees. He's always looked at us as something, an investment in the world. Now, one thing about, we talked about, there's 2 elements to seed growing. One of them is a good seed, and the other one is good soil. Now, good soil may not be what you think it is. Good soil may not look good. It depends upon the plant in which you're planting, in which determines which soil is good. If you put too much water, if you put a cactus in a swamp, it'll die. See, someone say, well, it's just good moist soil. No, sometimes the moist soil can mess up a plant, depending on the plant that's planted. Okay. So what am I saying? Sometimes some situations look good for a Christian, but sometimes it's not where God wanted to plant you. God wanted you to be in a specific place because He planted you a specific plant. Oh, Jesus. I told you I want to take 10 minutes. All right, let's get started. Matthew, Angie, would you read 13 and 37 for us?
He answered, he who sows the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed means the children of the kingdom. The darnel is the children of the evil one.
Okay. I'm going to stop right there. Now, I know there's 2 different parables that he's talking about in particular. But God, I need you to know that God always looks at you as a seed, and He looks at you to grow fruit. That's why He said the fruit of the Spirit is right, because it's fruit coming off of the tree in which He put the Spirit inside the seed, and the seed inside the world, and we're supposed to grow fruit for the world to eat off of. But we've been so selfish as a church that all we want to do is get it for ourselves, and then they so nasty. The world's so nasty. That's what we so saved in the world, so nasty. And God is putting you in the dirt. But we refuse to get dirty. So, in return, we refuse to grow. Because we can't grow without the dirt. We cannot be prosperous without being put in an environment that makes you uneasy. That puts you in an environment that makes you unsettled. Oh, Jesus. For the longest time, I just thought I wasn't supposed to mix. And I don't mix. Water and oil never mix. But that don't mean they ain't supposed to be in the same container.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Some people might not believe this. This is going to be tough. Because we, for so long, see, the problem is we had so much world in us that we were scared to be put in the bucket. We were scared to be put in the oil bucket because we were scared that we had enough oil in our water already that we were going to get it. And God said, no. I got you. You pure water. He said, but Lord, I ain't been all together. God said, do you trust me? Because He said, faith is counted to you as righteousness. In other words, do you believe that I can keep you? Do you believe that I can heal you? Do you believe that I can do whatever I said I can do? Wow. So now, turn to Matthew 13:3. Y'all ready? You ready, Sister Cleveland?
And
y'all ready? Because I'll wait. Okay. I think I got it. Yes, ma'am. 3 through 9.
And He told them many things in parables, stories by way of illustration and comparison, saying, a sower went out to sow. And as he sowed, some seeds fell by the roadside, and the birds came and ate them up. Other seeds fell on rocky ground where they had not much soil. and at once they sprang up because they had no depth of soil. But when the sun rose, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they dried up and withered away. Other seeds fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked them out. Other seeds fell on good soil and yielded grain, some 100 times as much as was sown, some 60 times as much, and some 30. He who has ears to hear, let him be listening, and let him consider and perceive and comprehend by hearing.
Matthew 13, he begins in this parable talking about the condition of the placement of the seed. He talked about the placement of the seed. He didn't deal with the quality of the seed at first. He dealt with the placement of the seed first in this particular parable. Then the disciples said, wait a minute. Why are you talking in parables? Why don't you just say what like John Mayer, say what you need to say. Just say it. And he was like, no, because it is for you to get, and not for them. And I was like, wait a minute, it's for us to get, not for them. But I thought you was here for the world. He said, no. I'm here to put into you who profess me. You the seed. Did y'all get that? You the seed. I'm putting what you need to grow and feed the people around you. I'm putting it in you, though. I want to use you. Yeah, there was a store full of all kinds of stuff that I could have used. Mountains, birds, trees. But I looked on the shelf way in the back with all the dust on it and saw you. Ain't nobody paid millions of dollars to drive up to go see you. Wow. What does that mean? But we'll go to the mountains, and we'll drive up there, and we'll go spend money to stay there, and they'll jack up the hotel rate to $200, $250 when the little leaves change colors, or the cherry blossoms start blooming, and we'll spend all that money. But God says, I created that, and I created it perfect, just like I wanted it. It's awesome. But what about you? Can I have you? I got them. They don't deny me. A mountain doesn't tell me, no, I'm not going to stand up for you. A tree doesn't tell me I'm not going to produce for you. Bird don't tell me I'm not going to fly for you. Who are you? But guess what we can do? I'm not going there. I'm not ministering that. I'm not standing in front of those people. Oh, Jesus. We can do that. So he looked on the back shelf and said, can I have you? Can I have you? No strings attached. No contract with clauses in it. All of you. This is what God desired. Wow. And so he began with the placement of the seed. He began by talking about how he threw out some seeds and where they fell. And so the disciples was kind of, they was kind of talking about that. So Matthew 13 and 11,